But this is where there is a secret place on a T7. Or would you be considering an older T6.1? Hello, today you find me at Redline Camper Vans, and I think I might have found the cheapest new T7 on the market, but they've also got lots of T6.1s left. So before we go and have a look at that T7 and also the one next to it, which is a little bit more expensive, let's have a look at some of these T6.1s, because I know a lot of you are still in preference of the T6.1s, albeit I've not actually ever met anybody yet who's got into a T7 and gone, actually, I do still prefer the way the T6.1 drives. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I personally haven't met anybody to say that. So let's have a look at these. So first of all, we have this one here. Now this is a T6.1. It's on a long wheelbase, as you might be able to tell from that, and it is the Sport XS. So the Sport XS means it's got 3 traveling seats at the back. So you can see that this has got the rib bed, which is 3 seats, and it's actually a 6-seater van because it's got the 3 seats up front. The double passenger seat, obviously with the single driver. So typical kitchen, so you've got the Dometic 2-burner hob, you've got a sink, you've also got a fridge freezer, so opens up that way. And then in this one, you've also got a grill. Got some more storage under here, as well as the drawers. So you can see the storage, so you've got a bit of shelving area there to be put in. Well, you can choose what you put in there. Rail here for putting your table. And then the electrical control panel there to be able to turn your lights on and off. 240 volts for hookup. Doesn't come as standard with an inverter. Obviously, anything like that can be added as an addition, but what they're actually trying to do is produce a van that comes in at a relatively affordable price, and then people can spec what they want. So this has got a Campervan canvas roof. When I say canvas, it's actually cotton, which means it's very breathable, extremely breathable fabric. Well renowned for making extremely good tents, so well-known name in the industry as far as tents are concerned. You can see start line, and it's got super metal alloy wheels. So coming along to the next one, and basically all these are around the same kind of price. So I think that one's what's that one? That one's 54 grand. You've got 50 grand for this one. You've got 53 grand, and then you've got 53 grand as well. So this one is a 2-seat rib bed. Also has a grill, and you can see very familiar to the one which we've just seen there as far as the kitchen units are concerned. And then you've got the twin captains. My personal preference, but your preferences may be different. So the white one got the barn doors. This one's got tailgate, as has the one next to it, as has the one next to that. So quickly going round into this one here, and you see that this one has got, again, the same rib bed, same kitchen units, apart from that's not got a grill. So it's not got a grill. So instead, in place of the grill, you've got some extra storage. So extra storage in there with these catches here. Push them in, and it opens up, and as you can see in there, you've got the gas pipe. Now, I know it has been commented previously that somebody had seen a van and it was actually rubber pipe, but as you can notice here, and this is actually a perfect example and completely not planned, you can see the copper pipe in there, and then it's actually got the cover over the top there, so it does actually look as though it might not be a copper pipe, but it actually is. It's just been effectively insulated. So again, same Dometic 50-litre fridge, and again the Campervan bed system. In fact, we'll just pop into this one, so just to kind of show you, as I'm often talking about in camper vans, about the bed. So as far as this one's concerned, I mean, this one's got the safety net, which is obviously required, but this is just a bedboard. And this is why I talk about entry level and making sure that you do know the spec of the van which you're actually buying, because the specs of these vans do differ, you know, quite significantly. So you do need to be aware of actually what you're buying. So that £53,000 van which has got that bedboard, if you're comparing it to something else, has it got the same bed or has it got different componentry? It's all about making you aware of what kind of componentry is available. So like I said, that one didn't have a grille, but if you was wanting a grille, then this is another one which they've got here. So this is an orange van, Nemo coloured van, super metal alloy wheels. They are quite nice alloy wheels, them, as far as I'm concerned. I do quite like those. And then the similar conversion in here. So two-seater rib bed, you've got the grille, you've got the same Dometic fridge, all built to the same high quality standard. They've had the Dometic hob signed off, you've got the storage above the top, and this, them being an approved converter, they've made sure that everything is done to the correct required levels as you would fully expect them to be. Now, something else which these vans don't have, and in fact, none of the vans which we have spoken about here, they don't have any diesel heaters. And that is because they are classed as an entry level. People are now looking at vans and they're looking at what the actual price of the van is, and they're doing far too much of, well, that one's only X amount, so it must be better, so I'm going to buy that. That's a van actually I can afford. But actually that van, which might have been slightly more expensive, was it a better van? And the point as far as that's concerned is something which will come on to a moment. So yeah, so no diesel heaters. So be making sure that you know exactly what you're looking as far as specs concerned. And then if it was a converter who had put a diesel heater in, you know, what is the diesel heater they put in? Is it a cheap heater? Is it a middle of the range heater? Or is it like the Webasto heater, which this company, this Redline, actually fit into their vans when they do fit the diesel heaters? You're looking at the components, you're looking at those premium products. What are they? Bed system on this one, you know, this is a rib bed and it has been used, fitted with the correct strengthening plates. It has been engineered correctly. Popped up roof has been done properly. These, although you might not be able to see it here, they are all scenic canvases. Well, you can actually see it as far as that one's concerned there. Got the scenic canvas, which I personally quite like. And also at the top of that canvas there, it has got the vent. It has the vent which is required for the habitation, for ventilation in these camper vans. So yeah, it's things like that which you need to be looking for in your vans. Let's have a look at the T7. And first of all, we have this one here. So those which we've looked at there, they're all the sports. And this one here, which we're going to be looking at now, this is the Sport GT. And the reason it's called the Sport GT is just because it's on the new platform, the new transporter, or T7 as everybody's calling it. This isn't the cheapest one which you've seen. This one is 66,584. It's got a body kit on it. So you can see we've got the body kit, which is a kit which you are seeing on a lot of vans. And personally, I just think it just breaks the van up. I think it just makes it look a lot better. The T7 has definitely grown on me. So you've got the front splitter at the front there. You've got the black alloy wheels, which look nice. And then you've got the trim going down the side. And I think it just breaks it up. Black door handles as well. That looks quite nice. Makes it look a little bit different. Scenic canvas again in this one. And then inside, we have a different bed system. So this is the 3-seater and this is the Moby frame bed on sliding seats. So they've just been actually saying to me that when they were actually building these vans, they were actually thinking that they were going to be doing them all kind of with this Moby frame bed, because they seem to be seeing it in quite a lot of places. But it does actually appear that customers, not all customers are wanting those beds. They kind of like the idea of them, but not everybody is wanting one. To be honest with you, I quite like the sliding bed, but that's where it all comes down to preferences. So yeah, so 3-seater Moby frame bed. So this obviously slides, and as you can see, you've got the tracks in the floor there, bit of carpet, bit of rug to cover them, because yeah, they do get quite a lot of dirt inside here, and you might be able to see there is dirt in there already, and that's why you need your hoover inside your van, because there's a lot of dirt. Kitchen units, slightly different than the other ones. We've got some nice LED lights underneath, very, very subtle differences. The fridge in this one is slightly out because you've got the wider bed. So the units are slightly narrower just to allow for that extra space. We've got the Dometic microwave in there. A lot of people are liking microwaves. A lot of people are not liking microwaves. It comes down to personal preference. Wireless charger, two 40-volt sockets, control panel as well, units above the top, and then you've got your single burner hob, and you've got your water sink there. Dometic 50-litre fridge, and then you've got twin captains here. Now, must point out that all these vans are manuals. They all are the 5-speed manuals in the T6.1s and the 6-speed manuals in the new T7s. Going up into the bed in this one now, and you will see that it is, as well as having the safety net, it's got the Frolly system and the mattress. So the far, far superior bed system. Yes, if it was my van, I would definitely be going for one with the Frolly bed. Like I slept in one the other day, far comfier than sleeping on a bedboard. But some people like it. Some people would prefer to be putting a mattress up there, putting the duvet up there instead. Again, all complete preferences. So these vehicles have all got onboard water. So they've all got onboard water, cold water as far as this is concerned. This one has got a tailgate. So opening up this tailgate, and you can see onboard water with the water filler there, so you can actually fill the water. So on that one, no water filler from the outside, but you've just got this flap here, which is for the hookup, the 240-volt hookup when you go in on site. So more storage around the back. You've got the gas locker down at the bottom. A lot of people are still preferring the gas bottles as opposed to an underslung tank. So these, as you can see with the size of that, that is for the Camping Gas 907 bottle, which if you go into Europe, that is a bottle which is very, very easily available, very readily available. And looking at this here, got the mobile frame bed, which is right at the back. So you've got lots more space at the front, push that forward, and then you've got lots more space at the rear for putting your luggage in there. So looking at all those there, whatever price that one was, 50 something, 50 grand, 53 grand, 53 grand, 66,584, I think. But, right, so if you're looking at those at 53 grand for a T6.1, and I think that one's a 2022, why wouldn't you go for a new T7 at £57,000? So a delivery mileage, new T7, new transporter, which is £4,000 more than the T6.1. And the T7 comes with a lot more spec than that T6.1 ever came with. For instance, you know, you've got lights which you can actually see the road with. Rather important, I do believe. You know, those lights which came as standard on the T6.1s, unless you'd actually had the LED upgrade, they weren't very good at all. These now have LED lights, which means you can see, which I think is brilliant. So this van, 57 grand, and it comes with super metal alloy wheels, all-terrain tyres. I actually like the graphics on this one. It's the grey. It is the commerce, so it's the commercial kind of look vehicle, so it's not got the colour-coded bumper. To be perfectly honest, and if it was my van, no, I probably wouldn't want that. But a lot of people do like that commercial look. Got the black graphics down the side, which I do think just breaks up that grey really nice. And then coming inside, you've got that rib bed again. So high quality bed, which obviously underneath you've got the storage. So plenty of storage in that one. And then in this one, utilises the space to be put in the toilet. So you can have that toilet in your van. The units, now these units have come up a level coming into the T7. So what we have here, so we've got these wooden units, lightweight wooden units, got this storage here, few biscuits in there. Oh, fancy a bit of a snack. This drawer pulls out, but this is where there is a secret place. So actually down there, you could be storing secret items. You could be hiding things away. And now that's actually one of the things in a camper van, which I think is actually really quite cool, because you might be parking up on site and you might have some valuables which you don't necessarily want just easily accessible if somebody fancied breaking into your van. So actually having a hidden compartment such as that could be rather useful. So the van itself, you've got storage in the back. So you've got your tambour door, you've got a couple of shelves, and these shelves are completely removable. So if you wanted to remove your shelves, have a bit of a larger wardrobe unit, then that's something which you can do. And I say wardrobe, this is a medium-sized small van, so you're not going to be putting an awful lot in there, but it does give you more. 2-socket system again. You've got your control panel there, 2-burner Dometic hob, 2-burner Dometic hob even. You've got the sink as well, which is cold water in this one as well. The 50-litre Dometic fridge, and then some drawers. So you've got your drawers here, and you'll notice at the back there's a cutout there, which is to allow the gases to escape. And again, approved converter, so this has all been signed off. Escape at the back there, and then also in there, and it has been tested, and the actual gases go to the vent, which is underneath the fridge, which is around here. And then there's also a vent around the side of the fridge to be venting out from the side, of ventilation from here as well. So in the front, you've got the twin passenger, and this is fitted on the Moby frame swivel seat. Captain seat for the driver. It's only got one armrest. I don't like the one armrest thing. In fact, it's got no armrests. Again, manual gearbox, transporter T7, but the technology in these vans, you know, technology which you have in these vans now is far greater than it was in any of the previous T6s. There's much more tech. It's much smoother. It's much more comfortable to drive. It's just a much more modern vehicle. Like I said at the very start, I've not actually come across anybody yet who hasn't actually said that they prefer the way the T7 drives. You know, it might not be for everybody, and it isn't. It certainly isn't. I'd still love a T6.1, but the T7 is a better drive. No getting away from it. It is a better drive, in my opinion. So around the back of this one is the barn doors, and you've got the storage at the back, so you can just about see some of the electrical systems in there. And then you've got that, because it's the rib bed, you've got the storage behind there, and again the camping gas 907 bottle. All these vans are fitted with curtains. Again, like we say, entry level. So entry level vans don't generally come with, you know, your nice posh shade, your van shades or anything like that. They do come with entry level components. So this one in here is the just the board as far as the bed's concerned, but it's all upgradable. So the starting point of this one is 57 grand, but with upgrades you could add a few extra bits and pieces and make it into an even better van than it already is. So what do you think? So if you was faced with a situation where you had money to spend, you wanted to buy a new camper van, would you be spending 57 grand on a T7? Or would you be considering an older T6.1? There's a customer van in there. I don't think I can show you because it's got a number plate on it. But this van, look at this colour of this van. That's quite nice. That's quite a nice, cool colour, that. So you tell me what you'd be interested in. They've got load more vans around there as well. Lots of different colours. So yes, so this is Redline Campers. Redline Campers you will see at the NEC show. Approved converter, doing the job right, building their own vans in the unit which we've got behind. And yeah, and I do thank them for spending some time with me today, taking me through everything. So if you haven't seen any of my other campervan videos, then you can have a look at those here. Thanks for watching, take care, and I hope to see you soon.